Welcome to Apocalyptic Times with your host, Travis Spencer.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is Apocalyptic Times. Welcome. Oh, I forgot to welcome all aliens of all colors. Sorry, aliens. You're all welcome. And Bigfoot, fuck you, Nessie. I'd like to thank America for clicking through Amazon.com, helping us out. Hit us up on Twitter, like us on Facebook, hit us up on the hotline, 323-UFO-2717. I'll reboost sometime this week. I'm reboosting. Our guests tonight are two gentlemen, Luke Barnett and Tanner Thomason. They're some comedic actors who went viral recently. They made this video, this Kickstarter video. We'll watch it in just a second. I'd like to welcome John Derby and David Duarte to the show. Gentlemen.
What's up?
Hello.
What's going on?
Not too much.
No?
Jack squat.
Nothing? That's it?
That's
all you got?
That's all I got.
That's all I got.
That was exciting.
Well, we don't want to reveal everything yet.
Actually, I just
Hold
did.
the reveal.
There's nothing.
Yeah.
I got nothing.
That's it.
All right, gentlemen, let's get right to it. Let's get to some news.
But I am asking your help in the tremendous task of informing and alerting the American people.
So the sun, its magnetic field is going to reverse in the next 3 to 4 months. Do you know what this means?
The sun is going to reverse its what?
Magnetic field.
Okay.
So, like, the positive, you know how there's like a positive charge and a negative charge. So it's at the top and the bottom, or one's positive, one's negative. It's going to flip.
What does it mean?
It means that shit's going to get crazy, man. It's probably going to be the end of the fucking world. Although it happens every 11 years with the sun.
So
it's probably not the craziest deal. But we could get like charges coming from the sun. And if they hit the earth, like they've been, you know how they've been saying this is like the sun is in solar maximum.
Solar flares?
Yeah, exactly. So when it's in solar maximum, it sends off these solar flares. And we've just been lucky at this point. Because if we get a big charge, since everything's based on all of our shit, we're all based with electricity and shit. So if we hit a solar flare, hits like a city like New York or LA or some shit, and wipes out the grid, we could be fucked for a long time.
Yeah.
Be pretty bad. And that's if this change happens and it sends out solar flares, there's always a possibility we can get hit. We're going to watch a video with your boy Lou Dobbs.
Ooh.
This magnetic field, in fact, the poles are about to switch, and that could have a major effect on perhaps our entire solar system. According to NASA, a change that could quite possibly, if all goes, well, we don't know for sure, but it's an amazing solar
Sounds
storm.
like me, Lou Dobbs.
Electronic
We don't
communications
know
could
for
be
sure.
threatened. To give us some sense of what is happening here in the solar maximum is Dr. Lika Guhathakurta, astrophysicist, lead
love the Signs of
scientist
Thy
for
Coming
NASA's
YouTube
Living
page.
with the
Hit
Star
again.
initiative.
So I get this
Doctor, it's
ominous
great
music
to have
in
you
the
with us. This is exciting stuff. I don't think most people know that the activity on our sun is the least it's been for 100 years, that this maximum looks an awful lot like a minimum, doesn't it?
Actually, it does.
And I'm looking at the
really
first
interesting,
comment on there is
how
like,
many
I don't
people
believe the sun will be the cause of power failure. I believe it's a planned event as a last card to bring in the New World Order.
That's
about right.
Did Travis write that?
So yes,
No. Someone
what's
smarter
going on
and more
in the
intelligent.
sun,
That's not
as a
possible.
star,
Which would be
and,
anybody.
how that affects us is,
Just
really
remember,
something
God has
that
made it
many
clear there will be
people
signs
don't
in
know.
the sun.
And what is it?
So-
What is at risk here, in your judgment, potentially, as we watch the poles of the sun actually reverse themselves as they do every 11 years in the solar cycle? Give us a sense of that.
So as you mentioned, right, I mean, this is kind of almost clockwork. The sun goes through an activity phase called the solar cycle when the magnetic field on the sun actually goes
You know how I know I'm
through
not
peaking,
smart?
and then it goes down.
I hear her
So it
talk,
goes
and all I
through
want to do is
ups
make
and
fun of her
downs.
accent.
And it happens about every 11 years.
I don't
and
care
so
what you
it's,
say.
I'm like, you're more brilliant than I could ever imagine, and I just want to be like, oh.
every 11 years.
Fucking dig.
What we are witnessing is not really.
There you go, now you can see it.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, whatever, Apu.
Over again, and in the last 50 years of space age, what we have been able to do is study this phenomenon.
You know that's what Fox News wants,
better
though.
and better resolution telescopes.
What?
We are getting a better.
For people to not know what she's saying.
Oh, just to make fun of her.
Exactly. Fucking idiots like you.
I do like Fox.
Well, that makes sense.
Sufficient accuracy that people can then.
I have always felt like I was
going
going to get my superpowers from a solar flare, so now I'm kind of excited about it.
It's making sense.
Wait,
All
what's your
perfect
super invisibility? Right.
Well, then I don't know what it's going to be.
Affecting
That's
ourselves.
just
That's
if
what you
I-
hope for.
Well, if I had a choice, sure.
Affecting our power
I don't know what a
grid
solar
if
flare is
we
going to do to me,
need
though.
Who knows?
Might be like the Human Torch.
Solar flares are strong enough, powerful enough, and the influence on our magnetosphere itself. Our
Listen to this
gravity,
music they
our,
put behind this.
our
It's the guy. It's signs
I
of
know,
coming.
I know.
Oh, yeah.
It's signs of like coming guy.
So it's kind of a big deal. Lou
What
Dobbs didn't really do it justice.
How is it a big?
Nah.
No, it's not.
It
If
is
it
a big
happens
deal.
every 11 years,
But what if we get hit with a fucking electromagnetic pulse and it kills the grid?
it hasn't happened yet.
Well, we're more reliant on technology now than we
Sure.
haven't been in the history.
Then
of
11
time.
years
I
ago?
think the last time it happened was like the telegraph system went down. What? That's not enough compelling evidence.
That's
for you?
not doing it.
But I mean, if that got hit, it's
What
possible.
if we couldn't send telegrams?
So, well, the telegraph system. So that's when there was like
Right.
one fucking light pole.
Yeah.
You know, what I'm saying.
Okay.
One wire, and that got hit.
and it's happened every
But isn't
11
that-
years since then, and it hasn't happened again.
Okay, so but that was
mean-
only 50 years ago, 60 years ago,
Okay.
70 years ago.
So
Isn't that why we
six
need to
times
get
in a
to
row
a-
without it happening? Like,
So
We need to get to a
the odds are
smarter
pretty
grid,
good.
though, right? A smarter grid where they can like adjust turn the power off or like whatever.
Right, or an insulated or some kind of protected grid,
Yeah.
but we don't have that, and if it happens, we'll be fucked.
could we send out Mike Trout with a glove covered in SPF like 2000 and have him catch the solar flare? I did that exclusively for the look on your face.
I watched some baseball this week.
SPF 2000.
I watched the
Yeah,
Dodgers
it's best
game
I
on
can.
Saturday. I learned two things about baseball. One, fucking Roberto Hernandez is no longer in the league. El Duque is no longer in the league. There was a guy named Roberto Hernandez
Yeah, I
pitching
know.
on Saturday, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, look, El Duque gained a bunch of weight. He's fucking fat. No, it's Fausto fucking Carmona who got fucking deported and then came back under a new name and still got a fucking job in America. This is why there's an immigration problem, because these fucks just go back. They get I mean, we work in the restaurant industry. We know this happens all the fucking time.
Here's the thing. If your name was Fausto and you were forced to change it, you've been
Fausto
punished
wasn't
enough.
Fausto was
No.
never his real name. Fausto
yeah.
was the fucking ID he got. He probably made the name himself. He's like, what name do you want to be? He's like, Fausto.
You call me Fausto.
Fausto Carmona. He probably got a ton of chicks those first couple years. That's why he
Hell
pitched so
yeah.
well. He was pitching the playoffs, banging chicks.
It is better than
His name was
Roberto
Fau-
Hernandez.
Yeah, he comes
Roberto
like
Hernandez
fucking
is the
Roberto
middle.
It's
Hernandez.
the worst name.
That's like John Doe, you know, Roberto Hernandez.
John Doe's not a bad name.
And then in that same game, so what? Like there's 22. That's probably what Mike Trout is. He's probably 22, right?
No, he's only 21.
He's even younger?
21, yeah.
These fucking young fucks are taking over the league. Done with it.
Yeah.
See, I can't even watch baseball anymore. I don't even know who these guys are. Although I like that Tampa Bay guy that's center fielder. What's his name? He's tearing up the league. Or he's a rookie. Him and Puig are both 22.
Tampa Bay.
The Tampa Bay guys, we just
Yeah, we just played.
He
He
wasn't
was playing
kicking ass,
center.
though.
No, but he's cool. He's like a throwback. He's like the Mark Grace. He uses.
Nah, but he's cool.
I like him. He uses no batting gloves. He doesn't watch game tape. Like he's a fucking throwback.
practice.
misses his cutoff.
Yeah,
man.
exactly. He don't give a fuck. Yeah, he did that
That's
too.
what Puig does like every day. He's like, "Oh, I'm gonna throw all the way to home." Oh,
Fucking assholes. And then what else? And then that same game, the fucking hidden ball trick worked. I'm like, I
Yeah.
watched baseball. How the fuck is this working?
I've
You have
never
a third
seen that
base
work.
coach. You have one
I've never
fucking
seen that
job.
work.
Keep your eye on the goddamn ball.
yeah,
Piece of shit.
Yeah, that was crazy. At least they won the game.
All right, we got a slight technical difficulty. Got to fix real fast. So, blackvault.com. Hopefully someday we'll get this guy on the show. How do you know This dude,
I used to work with John Greenwald.
John Greenwald. Yeah, I just heard him on Coast to Coast the other day. Very interesting fella. And this site is really cool. It's like a bunch of conspiracy. Right, obviously, it's called the Black Vault.
Yeah,
Amazing.
a lot of UFO stuff too.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Conspiracy UFO sighting, and that's what this is. This story is there's photos from Iranian vessel found a strange creature in the Persian Gulf, and there will be a link on the page, and I'll have this in the video. But this thing looks fucking crazy.
Can you imagine what that thing smells like?
It smells
Jesus.
like a dinosaur. It looks like a dinosaur.
Yeah.
What else? That's the only way I can describe it. Like a giant lizard or a dinosaur.
Yeah, like
a
some sort
shark
of
gator.
I was gonna say like some sort of Chernobyl alligator.
The official report was that it's a whale carcass.
That's bullshit.
I don't think I buy that.
I don't buy that for
you
a
don't see any
second. Look at that
exposed bone
fucking
or-
tail.
That looks like a tail, not like a.
A full body.
It's like a giant,
like
like,
if it's a
dinosaur
whale carcass,
tadpole.
that would have to be like the whale's backbone, right?
Right. That
But do
looks
they
like,
have
that's
all
the
that
spinal
other-
cord is what that looks like. Right?
So I guess it could be.
It could be.
And then like just the decoloration.
I was gonna say, so is it just like
being in the
ripped
water?
in half, basically? Like,
Maybe. And,
if that's
and,
a whale, then it's missing like half of its body, because
right, and it's been eaten.
Because what looks like the tail would have to be like its like spine or something, right?
And these are relatively high resolution pictures, but you just can't tell what the fuck it is.
I'm not buying that it's a
well,
whale
we'll
for a
see.
second.
We'll see with some DNA testing and.
Yeah, I wonder if it'll probably never
Taste
come around.
it.
Probably never come around.
Well,
But check out theblackvault.com. Very interesting site. Look at those photos. They'll be up. So Fukushima is still leaking in the Pacific. It's been 2 years since the Fukushima disaster. Do you remember what that is, John Derby?
I do remember it.
Thought I'd have to give you a quick refresher.
No, I was
course.
going to say, I think they interrupted some game I was watching to tell me about.
What the fuck? What is this? The WBC? I don't care about Japan.
Way over there.
So yeah, like finally the government has, like their government has released some.
Well, this week marks the anniversary of the atomic catastrophes on Hiroshima and Nagasaki, Japan. Today, Japanese attention turns to other nuclear concerns. Tensions in Japan are rising over the radioactive water leaking into the Pacific Ocean from the country's crippled Fukushima Daiichi nuclear plant, which was devastated by the earthquakes and tsunami of 2011. Joining me now in studio to discuss the radioactive leak is Paul Gunter, director of the Reactor Oversight Project at BeyondNuclear.org. Thank you for being here, Paul. We really appreciate your presence. Now, I'm going to start off by asking you, can you tell us how long the contaminated water has been, how long the contamination has been leaking into the water?
Very likely since the explosions and the meltdown at Fukushima Daiichi
2
in March
years
of 2011.
radiation leaking
Wow,
into
that is quite
the Pacific
a long time.
Ocean.
Now,
Guess
how
what, guys?
much
We're right
and
on the
what
Pacific
sort
Ocean.
of radiation is leaking into the Pacific? I know there's all different types, so if you can explain that in a
Right.
little detail.
Well, clearly what we've seen now is the movement of radioactive hydrogen, tritium, which is a mobile radioactive isotope, but clearly radioactive cesium, 134, 137, strontium-90. We're seeing a full range of radioactive contaminants now moving, which indicate that the damaged cores of these reactors, the meltdowns themselves, are now contributing to the contamination of the Pacific Ocean and groundwater that's moving at about a rate of 300 to 400 metric tons per day. So, but these numbers are really only approximations and will vary, but clearly a lot of radioactivity is moving through groundwater into the ocean.
Now, why is the plant continuing to leak? You'd think they would have, or maybe they already have, taken steps to contaminate some of this leakage.
Well, they have, you know,
Contaminator.
TEPCO,
I was
Tokyo
gonna
Electric
say, I'm
Power
like,
Company,
what?
put up a temporary wall between.
Haven't they
the,
attempted to
Yeah,
contaminate
I'm
this?
pretty
Yeah.
sure they're
and the-
contaminating
You got
the shit out
us.
of it.
New World Order. We're
Yeah.
contaminating the ocean.
He's like, no, bitch, that would be redundant.
No, but like literally, what's happening is like we've already had the bluefin tuna and shit like that with signs of radiation. So like with this much radioactive water, it's like eventually like all the plankton and shit is gonna die in the ocean, and then
Well,
up
that's-
the food chain, right? It's like
You know what'll be fine? It's my filet of fish.
Yeah,
'Cause
because it's
it's-
not
It
good.
does
the
not
ocean.
come from the ocean.
Yeah.
Does McDonald's, is that like the beef that they are making now? It's like just they make it in a lab.
It's a blue slime.
Soaked in ammonia.
Blue slime, and then
I mean, it's
they bread it and deep fry
You know
it.
who doesn't care about the Pacific Ocean? Long John Silver's. They don't give a shit.
So how do you make what are the little balls?
Hush puppies.
Hush puppies, that's there. Those are actually delicious. It's been a
Yeah.
long time since I had those. Although I couldn't say now if I actually ate one if I would say it's delicious. Maybe a real hush puppy. I don't know about Long John Silver's hush puppies.
I don't think I've ever had their hush puppies.
They were good like back in the day when I was like 10.
Yeah.
But a lot of things are good when you were 10.
Yeah. But yeah, all these top of the food chain fish like sharks and
It's only
swordfish,
a matter of
ahi
time.
tuna, those things, they're just like they're already full of mercury. Now it's like full
Right.
of radiation too.
Mercury. So
What
seafood
it?
is going to be.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's worse off for Japan and China because they eat so much seafood.
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
like, and it's
well,
gonna
and
be all the ocean
we're
right
like
there.
right behind them.
Yeah.
You know, because look how big sushi has gotten in the last 10 years.
It's huge, but you saw the Cove, right, where they talk
Yeah.
about how much they rely, how Japan, especially Japan, relies on seafood. It's their whole economy, not their whole economy, but a big part of it. You know what I'm
Big
saying?
part of it.
So we're going to win, right?
We're gonna win. We're not really. We're cool with Japan. We need China. If it kills off some Chinese, that'll be good for the U.S. because they got a lot of fucking people, and they've got enough people that they could send over one person in their military per American citizen. So don't fuck with China. That's probably not a good idea.
I haven't
Instead of a one guy-
fucked with China yet.
That's why you're on the red mic. Fucking socialists.
Yeah, they have so many like different languages and shit and different cultures within China.
Right.
They're not unified.
Well, they are.
No, and they
Under the
dude,
communist grip.
their people hate their government more than our people hate our government.
Right. Well, yeah.
So-
As corrupt as the U.S. is, China's more corrupt.
Yeah.
But they also can fucking pull off amazing shit like the Olympics opening ceremonies. I mean, we couldn't pull
Right.
that off if we wanted to. There's no way we'd get that many little kids to be like, we're all going to drum at the same time. All our kids have fucking ADD and all these fucking problems. There's no way in hell.
It's much more strict.
Seriously.
That's just so what a weird connection to make.
Seriously, though, if you can get people to do that, like, you can get them to do anything.
Jeez. You know how I know we're going to lose the war with China? Because they can get their kids to drum together.
Opening ceremonies 2006. Holy
That was pretty
fuck.
amazing.
It was amazing. It was amazing. And then
2006. Was that the... No.
yeah, that was the last one, wasn't it? I think that's right.
The
No,
last
it must have been
Olympics?
08.
It was 10. Wasn't it 2010?
It had to be 08
Yes.
because 12 was London.
12 was London. Yeah, okay, so I guess
2012
8. Yeah,
London.
8 would have been
2008.
Beijing.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
That was close.
Fair enough.
So the UFO religion, the Raelians, want to rehabilitate the swastika.
This guy's like adorable.
Little gray aliens. So Raelians, they're believer in this guy Rael, who was this French guy who got abducted supposedly and started a religion based on peace with the
Things
extraterrestrials.
in your butt.
But shut up, shut up. But they want to bring back the swastika. What do you think about bringing back the swastika?
No.
Why not? It's
Well, it's
It's-
not
I
the
understand.
Nazis took it and
exactly
completely
because it was an
made
ancient.
something
It was an
completely
ancient.
different.
But like this is perfect for you because we were just talking about this the other day with words, right?
Yeah.
Words.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. It's a symbol. How can you take a symbol away if it's just a symbol?
Here's the thing.
Let's-
I'm not
let's-
saying no one ever used the swastika, but if you're going to try and make that into something not the Third Reich, good luck. I mean, that's not going to happen. There's no way.
How do you
It's
know?
it would be like
Dude,
Have you
things
ever
have
been-
changed over
What-
time.
Have you ever
but
been
right,
abducted
but,
by an
but-
alien?
but-
Have you
no.
been abducted by aliens? No. Then you don't know.
They
what
would
it
have
means.
never given me back. Are you kidding me? I'm not
You've
going to
been-
give the secret back.
Yeah, I mean, in
but
Hinduism,
Omega.
Buddhism,
Certain,
it actually,
but certain things mean certain things, and it's like it would be like trying to be like, oh, a red light means go now. It's like, well, why? It's
So
like
you're
you
saying-
associate things with certain things, and it's like and it sucks for the swastika. And anyone that's pro swastika, I'm sorry.
the
like, it's
swastika
just-
literally means to be good.
I know.
That's what it literally means.
Hitler
But,
just really fucked
but
it
the
up.
the Nazis also inverted it too, so it used to be like the opposite way.
Oh, right.
But it's just-
Reich.
I mean, it would be like if at some point somebody made the peace symbol something terrible. Well, that's not what it used to mean. Yeah, but that's what it means now, and that's what it's associated as.
Well,
it's like
it has
pick a different
happened.
pick a different symbol.
Wasn't that?
you could do
that-
anything.
Wasn't that Obama's campaign? Hope and peace.
What does that have to
Hope.
do?
Now it's got fucking like
You're
I
such
see
an
the word
idiot.
hope Like I wore that shirt last week with Obama and it says hope, and I just I'm disgusted.
There is
I'm
none.
fucking disgusted. Like, because I remember when I was just a wee young man in 2007. I was like, oh, this man, he's a real hero. He's an American. He's the ultimate
now-
story
now you think-
of what a
Why hero though? I've never thought he was a hero.
Now you think hope is liar and change means the same.
I just see. Well, if I see that word and his face on it,
Yeah,
absolutely. It's like it might as well be a fucking swastika.
You fuck should move to Canada. Like
No, I love America. Hey, you know why it's great to be an American?
Why?
Because I can say I hate fucking Barack Obama.
Right, and that's
he's a
totally
terrible
fine.
president.
But you hate him for cynical reasons.
No, I hate him because he lied about everything he's fucking said. We've lost more civil liberties under this asshole who promised us more than anybody ever before.
Then you hate every president that's ever been.
Yes, they're all a bunch of fucking dicks.
Yeah.
And we need to go to both third party. No more fucking two-party system.
Because you think
Democrats
a third
and
party
Republicans.
you think a third party can't be corrupted.
No, but if there's more than two options, it's possible.
So you're
because-
gonna have three poor choices.
No, we need like 6 options. We need 6 fucking
I
parties.
agree with you. I'm not trying to. I'm
And
not
they
trying
need-
to say that
and we need new ones all the time.
Sure.
Because this is stupid. Like, look at fucking Democrats. Democrats wanted to fucking have slaves during slavery, and now it's like, now that's the farthest thing away from what a Democrat is, but it's the same fucking party.
They kind of swapped
Yeah, totally.
roles in the last 100
Totally.
years.
But Republicans, at least, are, you know.
That's why as long as you have human beings doing it, it's always gonna suck. At least on some level.
not-
At least on some level.
But,
Because it's
okay,
like,
but with the two-party system, like, it's so controllable. It's
No, I
so
agree.
easy to control because you just have people argue on this, this, and this, and then fucking then all the candidates are moderate when it comes to the other things, and you're looking at it's become a science.
It really just creates
disgusting.
division within
Absolutely, and that's
the
exactly what they
population.
want. That's exactly what they want for this new world order. Take over the fucking world. Reptilian blood is fucking gonna be on your face by the time it's over, John Dirk.
See, I think we should save the swastika for the reptilian. I think the reptilians should be able to take the swastika back once they reveal their identity.
Is that fuck the reptilian? I knew you were one of them. I knew it. We're gonna watch Luke and Tanner's Kickstarter video before they come on. Your die is so stupid with advertising. So their Kickstarter video, pretty much in response to Zach Braff, and who was the other one that did a big one?
James Franco was on there.
There was a
Spike Lee did
bunch of
one.
big, you know,
Bob Thomas and
people,
Kristen Bell.
guys who can go to studios. People who can go to studios and get money.
Guys that could go to the bank and get money and get
yes,
done what
that's
they
the
wanted
most important
to.
thing.
Like,
but
come
they
on.
also have enough pull that they can get the meeting.
That's what I'm saying.
Like,
Absolutely.
For you
But
know,
the positive thing is they get complete control over it.
yeah, which is cool. But at the same time,
and it supposedly brings
I was
in
gonna say,
more
all of that
traffic.
stuff is really cool for those people.
yeah,
But it's like, no offense, but you already have a really fucking cool life.
Right.
Like, things maybe should be slightly more difficult for
and
you
for,
in
and,
some
and
capacity.
you know, like the sad thing is that it's like there was probably a lot of like I don't know. 22-year-old kids who had, you know, $15-20 who threw it. Like, they gave this asshole $20
Right.
rather than anything that they could need it more
Yeah.
for. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
Rather than
because
a
they
guy
love
who's got
fucking
no
Garden
other
State
chance.
so
Yeah,
much.
But you got to like people have a choice. They don't have to give to
right,
these
but you're
things.
encouraging them to make the wrong choice. It's
Right.
like-
I just, it's stupid.
It's-
Like,
I see-
maybe
I
he couldn't
see-
get money for Garden State too. I don't know, but it seems like that would be. It made so much fucking money. I don't know how you. There's so many fucking douchebags and
that
assholes.
dude is still
and-
getting paid off of Scrubs, and that show's not even on anymore.
All right, we're gonna watch it. We're gonna watch it. I think.
If you unmute it
How'd that happen?
to the right, there you go.
We really like going to the movies. Unfortunately, movies are pricey, and you don't always know if they're going to be good. I mean, the Lemley Independent Theater, $9. AMC, $11.
Yeah, and the ArcLight, that's like what, $14? And if you want to see it in 3D.
Oh, forget about it. I mean, unless you want to get a job.
Well, with the success of the Veronica Mars Kickstarter,
$5.7 million.
yeah, and Zach Braff raising, what, almost $2 million in less than 24 hours for Garden
McAlphy's
State 2.
can't raise $12 million.
We really like to see
These
the new
fucking
Star Trek. But that shit costs money. So we're reaching out to you, the movie stars.
You guys make millions and millions of dollars. Yet you still call upon the fans to fund your, passion projects out of their own pocket.
Yeah, we want you to donate out of your
love his
pocket
Redskins
so
shirt.
that we
Yeah, right.
can see these movies and maybe buy some jeans.
Now, our friend Vlad, he still managed to see all the latest movies
Hey,
as soon
Vlad.
as they come out.
It's called piracy, and it's illegal.
He's stealing from the
Wait, that's
hard-working
illegal?
people that make
Wait a
these films. But hey, Channing Tatum, if you were just to donate $19.99, Vlad could buy Magic Mike on DVD and watch it legally. Win-win.
Now, come on, Channing. Oh, and this isn't about the movies. There's a lot of things we'd like to do, like trampoline dodgeball,
Go-karting.
scuba diving.
I'd like to buy 15 pizzas just to see how many I could eat in an episode of Family Guy.
Can you believe I've never been to Hawaii? Could I get a plane ticket to Hawaii?
Ever seen City Slickers? We'd like to go to a dude farm.
Do you have any idea how much it costs to enter a grilled cheese competition?
$50,000 for a Porsche is a lot of money for me. But if 5,000 of you gave $10, my dream becomes a reality.
I'd like to raise some money, not for a maid because I'm not lazy, but I would like for a woman to come over and do my laundry in her underwear.
Buying more cats.
No, seriously, buy lots and lots of cats.
I know what you're thinking. But Luke, haven't you done bit parts in a bunch of straight-to-Redbox movies?
Yeah, and Tanner, weren't you in like a web series or something? And why do a couple famous celebrities like yourselves need money to go to the movies?
That's the beauty of Kickstarter. Getting other people to pay for things that you don't feel like paying for.
Everyone wants to know what the perks are. Well, the fans paid so you could make your movie, so the least you can do is donate so they can see it. For a $20 donation, we'll treat ourselves to a matinee of your film. For a $100 donation, we'll treat ourselves to a steak dinner. Luke will Instagram pictures of the meal, and I'll live tweet the entire experience.
Other perks. I have 87 followers on Twitter. For $10, I will tell them to go see your movie. For $15, I'll give you a Follow Friday.
For $7, when someone asks me how I felt about the Veronica Mars film, I'll say, it was rad.
Famous people of Hollywood, we appreciate you taking time out of your busy days. We know you have parties, premieres, lunches by the pool you have to go to. Free jeans to try on.
Help us use Kickstarter for what it was meant for.
We donated so you could make your movie. Donate so we can go see it.
It's a beautiful thing. Beautiful thing. All right, these guys will be out here in just a minute. We'll be back.
This administration intends to be candid about its errors. For as a wise man once said, an error doesn't become a mistake until you refuse to correct it.
Welcome back to Apocalyptic Times. We're here with Luke Barnett and Tanner Thomason. Gentlemen, welcome to the show.
Hey, thanks for having us. Thanks for bringing us on.
Absolutely. It's been a long time coming. I've been trying to book you guys for a while. You guys are busy.
Yeah.
Busy guys.
Sorry.
That's good. No, that's a good thing.
Poor guy.
Trust me. I just sit around, I got nothing but this. So.
Oh, whatever. Every time we would say that we couldn't do it that day, it'd be like, well, I can get you guys again in 7 months.
Yeah. There were all those times where I was like, hey, Luke, we should just put it off, right? We should just keep putting this off as long as possible, right?
2027. You guys good?
Yeah.
We can bring you on then.
Tuesday in August.
We'll have a following by then, for sure.
I don't
know about that. 30 people later.
Cross your fingers. So, gentlemen, welcome to the show. Thank you so much for coming out. We just watched your Kickstarter video. You got a nice little bit of press. How did it happen? Did Gizmodo pick it up first? Is that, or no? It was Gawker, right?
No, it was Mashable.
Mashable. Okay,
Mashable was the big one for us.
And
yeah.
they picked it up first, and then once that went national, that's when NPR got a hold of it.
Yeah, actually, yeah. I guess the NPR pulls a lot of their stuff from Mashable.
Nice.
Mashable does a lot of politics and topical sort of.
Well,
pieces.
we got lucky because this girl had written the article, and then the CEO of Mashable, who has literally over 1 million Twitter people, tweeted the article. I don't guess he tweets all of them,
nice.
but he tweeted this one, and so boom,
yeah,
that really set a little fire.
So crazy how it works. There's power brokers with information now. You know what I'm saying? It's
isn't that funny?
You get a retweet. The right retweet can make your career.
Yeah, for sure.
It's crazy.
I'd say half of my Twitter following is from retweets.
Right.
It's just somebody that has way more followers than me.
Yeah. Makes you it's a nice little positive after you've been doing it for so long to finally get something, right? A nice little burst. You're like, oh well, maybe somebody's listening up there.
Yeah. It's so weird. It's like that social media attention is sort of a strangely gratifying thing because exactly what you just said is you can all these different things that you can create. And we all know this. You can create so many different things and nothing really catches or nothing really hooks. And then it's a silly video that you throw together and less than a
24
day
hours.
Right,
total,
right.
and boom, all of a sudden people are watching it, and it's a funny thing.
Yeah, you never know what's going to go viral, what people will actually connect to, or 'cause you think that. I mean, let me tell you, when I get high and I do some editing, I think that everybody's going to know exactly what I'm thinking with every little thing, and then you're like,
Right.
oh, 3 views.
yeah.
This really sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Luke, tell me a little bit about yourself. Where are you from? How'd you get here?
Yeah.
What brought you to LA?
I'm from DC. Moved out here for acting. Pretty much spent the first, 4 or 5 years doing kind of student films and short films, kind of the standard path. It's pretty much been like the last 2 years, maybe 2.5 that I've actually like been consistently working enough to do that. And then I still I kind of have my groups that I work with quite a bit, like different sort of people that do features on a regular that will tend to throw me into roles in that sort of scenario. And then, with this, I guess it was probably a year and a half, 2 years ago. My roommate at the time, who's been in a few of my videos, Carly, she basically had recommended that I get on Twitter. And I'd never really thought about pursuing writing on anything more than just Twitter,
Right.
And like a year and a half into that, I just kind of got some traction.
So Twitter got
there.
you to start writing.
Yeah, Twitter really got me to start writing.
140 character,
It really did.
That's a realistic basis. You knew you could get there.
You can
and
accomplish that.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
Yeah, it really was, and it disciplines you to write in that sort of short
Yeah.
form. And and my humor's always been sort of topical when it comes to what I'm interested in.
Yeah.
And so it was just kind of a really good outlet. And when I got some traction there, I had done like a Funny or Die video, like a Ryan Gosling thing, that ended up getting more press than I'd ever had doing like bit parts in bigger movies. And that kind of made me realize, like, why am I not doing this more often? And so, I don't know, we did, then like the Kickstarter thing came up, and
before you got your Twitter account, would you consider yourself a comedic actor? Had you ever done much comedy, or were you more drama based?
No, I tend to play weird characters.
Okay. Well,
yeah.
Luke is typecast.
Yeah. So I really did. I for a long time played like stoners and meth addicts and stuff, and then I worked my way
worked
into
for
like
Pinkman.
creepy people.
It worked for
yeah.
Jesse Pinkman.
Actually, funny story. That was the first ever pilot audition I ever had. Was for that character.
Oh wow!
And it was
man.
I never keep scripts from auditions that I don't get, and I kept that script, forgot that I kept it, and then like a year ago I was moving.
That's pretty random.
And I find it, and he was titled Dupree in that, and they didn't know if he was going to be black or white. And he was only supposed to be on for 3 episodes,
and then
they were
going to
kill him off.
Yeah.
So like I remember auditioning for that, and I did it way more. I probably did a horrible audition. But I remember taking it way more punk rock, like he was this young punk rocker sort of thing.
I could definitely see
just
that.
the way that it was written in the
first,
pilot.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's written just to be kind of a slacker, so I took that as way more like rocker slacker.
Oh, okay.
And it's funny to see like I could be making millions of dollars right now, and that guy's amazing.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You know?
Well, that's pretty random too. That like of all the scripts that you accidentally saved, it's that one, which turns out to be possibly the greatest show that's ever
the
been.
amount of like horrible pilots that I've auditioned for, and then
Right.
like that one was just it stood out. But I remember reading it and feeling like this is incredible, but I didn't know where they were going to go with it. It felt like it would be a better movie at the time. I remember thinking to myself, like, where do they go with this once, like how far in can they go?
Yeah.
And it turned out to be like my favorite all-time show.
Insane. Well, just that Vince Gilligan had like a 5-season arc, and he knew exactly what he was going to do from the beginning.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Very smart.
Yeah,
It's incredible.
Brilliant.
But yeah, we did Kickstarter, and like, since then we've got a lot of other things coming up and ideas, and it's just kind of, I think Twitter, I would say, like in terms of writing, was kind of the first thing that pushed me.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Into that.
That's pretty
Derby.
strange. I've never heard
John
that before.
Derby, are you paying attention?
Yeah,
Start tweeting.
Twitter.
Yeah,
you'd be great on Twitter.
Tanner, how about yourself? How'd you get out here? Where are you from?
Man, I'm from a thriving metropolis. I am like the stereotype guy. I'm from a tiny town in the Midwest. When I left Broken Bow, Oklahoma, there were 4 stoplights.
Awesome.
I think there are 5 now. And
Broken Bow.
Broken Bow. Yeah.
How many people in the city?
It's like right out of a horror movie.
Yes, already.
Broken Bow. Where no one escapes. It's Broken Bow had about 1 man against the world.
Haunted by a dead Indian.
He had one weapon, but guess what? There's like 4,000 people in Broken Bow. My family still lives there, and it's a great, wonderful place. But I went to college, wanted to see the world. Started out as a drama major, then I switched and did the business school thing. Got a little studied a little marketing, studied a little economics, and then moved here. In the fall of 2005. I'm looking at 8 years. 8 years either today or 2 days from now. I don't remember the exact thing.
Nice.
Will be 8 years.
Very nice.
Congratulations.
Yeah,
absolutely.
It's actually my 10-year anniversary today.
Today? Really?
Yeah, 13.
Wow, look at you guys.
Nice.
Now we're just lying.
Yeah.
I just want to feel part of the groove.
36 years today. Right now, to this minute. 8:33 on 8:13.
I moved here to be an actor, and I didn't know anything about entertainment at all. Like, I did a lot of
when you switched to marketing, you knew you still wanted to act when you did it?
Yeah.
You just knew that you'd have to sell yourself type thing? Or?
Yeah. Well, that would be giving me credit that I cannot even take.
Right. It sounds great. It sounds great, yeah.
Well, I knew that I needed to learn how to market myself. Right. So, no, I'd received a tuition waiver to the University of Oklahoma to study drama, and I got in there and realized that I did not mix with the drama kids.
Right.
The very small school that I came from, we didn't have a lot of the things that a lot of the larger schools had, and so, our department was kind of unique for schools of our size. And then once I got in there with the kids from the much larger schools who had the much larger departments and had been used to putting on very, very large, shows and the kinds of personalities that develop. I mean, let's be real. A lot of actors, particularly theater actors, are just nuts.
Yeah.
And they're not necessarily fun people or uplifting people.
They're crazy people.
They're crazy,
right.
yeah.
All actors. We're just going to say
all actors. Let's get real.
I really can't stand
we're
most
going to
of
get
them.
real here. I switched to business school. Knew that I was still going to move here and do this. Moved out here in 2005. In August, I moved out here in 2005. I started working production by October. Then I started working for MTV, and I was working on the other side of the camera. And
Have you done any stage production and stuff? So you had any kind of background in that, or you just kind of put your foot in the water and let it go?
I just about everything I've learned to do in my adult life has been sink or swim.
Right.
And fortunately for me, I'm really good at learning how to swim. Just hit the ground running. Lots and lots of production experience. Many different roles, many different positions, many different shows and networks, so forth. A lot of reality television experience. But then I would still audition and take classes and things like that. And I was sort of climbing the reality production ladder, and then eventually I was just like, I cannot do this anymore. And so got back into working the service industry and focusing more on classes and auditions, and started writing a little bit. And fast forward a few years, I'd picked up a few small credits here and there.
Could you write before or after Twitter?
I wrote before Twitter. Yeah, I wrote before
What's
Twitter.
What's the guy's name that started Twitter?
Yeah.
I owe him my soul.
What is his name? That's a good question.
Yeah, who knows? I'm actually really excited.
Ron Twit.
Ron Twit.
That's his name.
What were you saying?
Well, no, I've told Luke a little about it. The second feature script that I've written, I've now entered meetings with some producers to actually get it done, and so
nice. So that's your baby essentially. Is the thing you've always wanted to make, or?
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, my sort of the dream for me is to make a living from my creativity, and then not just for myself, but but even on a larger scale, if there's a way for me to help other people make a living from that sort of creative energy.
Absolutely.
That's the goal.
Absolutely.
That's the dream, right? Everybody.
Where everybody's doing essentially kind of what you want to do, or you have a vision that you can all work together.
Sure,
and
absolutely.
that's so much better than working for a corporation.
I don't know. That's terribly boring to talk about, but that's still what I'm working for.
At the very heart of it. Yeah. Absolutely. So how'd you guys meet each other?
Twitter.
Man, we Twitter. We follow each other.
There was
on
this misconnections.
Grindr and then Twitter.
Oh.
No. They knew each other before Grindr. That's how we met.
We've all ended up at the same bar off of Grindr. You guys want to do a podcast after we finish the sex session?
No, actually, I was at the gym and just noticed. Oh, hey,
he's here too.
Hey.
Locker room at 3:00.
This guy wants to grind, and he's in 50 square meters. This is awesome.
This isn't a podcast.
We actually had
This is a pre-orgy. Is that what this is? This is a pre-game.
I'm just loosening you
I'm
up.
getting real sweaty here right now.
Boy, did it get hot here?
Hey, do you guys need another beer?
Or a condom. We had a mutual friend that ran a workshop studio, did like audition workshops, and kind of we met each other probably a while ago and kind of became better friends in the last year or so, I would say.
Nice.
But yeah, through her originally.
Very cool.
Yeah, I'm positive that is correct. Where I first specifically remember thinking to myself, like, I know this guy. I really know this guy. Was auditioning for Point Break Live.
Oh man, yeah. Totally.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I passed by that. I want to go. I definitely want to go.
I was in Saved by the Bell, the musical at the time, and I remember like going and totally being like, oh, I know that. How do I know that guy? And it was through this other girl. But
Yeah, we were
hilarious.
both at callbacks, and then here, like within 20 minutes, like. Here we are. I think we had our shirts off that day. I don't remember. And then we had
back to Grindr.
I knew you guys met with your shirts off.
We will take every conversation we have here back to Grindr.
Yeah. Once you go there, there's really no going back.
There's
you know?
no going back.
Why would you want to?
It was a really funny audition that we
Yeah.
and they ended up going with like, oh, it's so funny. I had a friend that ended up doing it, like a small part in it. And there was, I'd say out of the like 12 people at this callback, there's probably 3 or 4 that were like definitely like better than the other group. And the guy
These, 2 of them right here.
2 of them right here. Right? The guy that they ended up going with in the audition was not good at all, but they picked everybody who had like long blonde hair, like super tan.
Yeah. Son of a bitch,
and you were just like, really, you couldn't like put a wig, like the real
right,
show, and
right.
like one before it had a wig on, but
Right.
this is weird.
That's funny shit.
It's a hilarious show. You should go.
Yeah, I'd love to
great.
see it. I mean, just for a couple of those scenes, I could just envision.
Oh, yeah. Brilliant. Absolutely.
And you know how they pick who does Bodhi, right?
No.
So the way they pick who's Bodhi is they let's say there's 200 people in the audience. They say who would like to play Bodhi today.
You mean Johnny
Johnny Utah. Sorry, Johnny Utah. Yeah. Gosh. Who wants to play Johnny Utah? And let's say 15 guys raise their hand. They bring them all up on stage, back to the audience, and one by one they turn around and they just say, "I am an FBI agent," and the audience
Whoever
votes
pulls it
on
out,
who
yeah.
wants to do it,
Awesome.
and that's all on cue cards.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
That's brilliant.
Brilliant.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
We're gonna talk about the Kickstarter in the second half, but right now I got to ask you, gentlemen, got a very important question for you. Luke, you can go first. What will be the apocalypse? How's this shit going down, man?
Oh, man, I don't know too much what I think about the apocalypse, but I don't know. General Yusuf that we talked about on Facebook, the Queen of Jupiter, has pretty much told me exactly how it's going to happen. So in the year 2000...
Wait, hold on. Do you channel him, or...?
He just talks to me
Okay.
every now and again. It's not like a weird thing. We have an app, and then when we're in the same kind of area, we see each other, and then we... Back to Grindr! Back to Grindr!
So you met Quasar.
Yeah, Quasar. That's his name.
Quasar.
Quasar. That's what I was saying. General Quasar.
I was like, who's
General
Yusuf?
Quizno, yeah.
No,
Quizno.
I don't really know a lot about what's going to happen. I just know that it involves General Quasar of Jupiter and Grindr.
Well, Jupiter was the Roman god, the god of all gods, so that makes sense.
Exactly.
Biggest, yeah.
Exactly.
Oh, that's what makes it make sense.
Exactly. And Grindr was just an app invented.
Well, he probably brought it about. I mean,
Sure, of course.
Roman gods loved men.
And grinding. Who doesn't? I mean, seriously.
We've now come up with a legit way to talk about the apocalypse involving a general from Jupiter and Grindr, and I'm pleased with that.
Grindr in itself might be the apocalypse. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
Well, we know gay marriage is the apocalypse.
I was going to say a lot of
Absolutely.
my dad probably would believe this
Right,
conversation.
right. And that there's an app you can get on your phone. Like that's one of the craziest concepts in the world. That like your phone will blow up with a dude who's DTF.
Yeah, hold on. I got
DTB.
Or DTBO. I have Tinder on my phone. Have you heard of this?
No, that's the straight Grindr, right?
It is, but it's not like Grindr's pretty to the point.
Yeah.
Tinder is more or less window shopping.
Yeah. Do you like?
What's your screen name?
Am I pretty?
No, it's just Tanner. It's just fucking Tanner. Yeah.
It's hooked up with Facebook.
Yeah, it hooks up to Facebook.
No.
It tells me, it'll say if I happen upon somebody and you're friends with them on Facebook, but I'm not, it'll say that we have mutual friends, and I'll say who it is, and then there's a couple photos and like a little blurb. But you swipe left or right. It's brilliant.
Right. You
Leave
say
it to
yes,
straight
no.
people to
Oh
fuck
my
something
God.
up. It's like, just give me a fuck site, man.
And I guarantee that percentage is like 98% dudes on Tinder.
Oh,
and
hell
like
yeah.
2% women on
Yeah,
Tinder.
for sure.
Hence
The
why
occasional
Grindr
freak,
probably works
But
so well.
if it's a fuck site with chicks on there, for dudes, it's just gonna be fucking whores, and webcams. And
Well, obviously.
Exactly why we should all be on Tinder.
I was going to say, are you looking for a relationship?
Look, listen. If there's a girl on a bang site, she is a whore.
Yes, exactly.
There are no
sure.
virgins
Yeah, exactly.
going like
There's
on
no-
adult
Exactly.
dating websites, and they're like, "Hey,
I met my wife on that.
you
site.
know,
Yeah, exactly.
I've got a problem with that.
me and my wife met on CougarLife.com.
So back to Quasnar real fast. Did he give you any insight into like are people gonna die first? Is the Earth gonna die first? What's going on?
Man, he's got a whole process behind it. It involves the core melting first. It involves Jerry Falwell.
Oh,
It
good.
involves RG3 gets involved in there
Wow.
somewhere. It's a whole thing that you guys, no
Black
offense,
quarterback
probably
winning a
wouldn't
Super Bowl,
understand.
maybe.
Black president, black quarterback.
Yeah.
It's like if
It's
we
gonna-
get the trifecta in there, and
If a
somebody
black quarterback
becomes-
wins the Super Bowl during his reign, yeah. Exactly.
and then you mix in a black hockey player
Black
winning,
Jesus
which-
might
or a
return.
black pope.
Oh,
If we get that,
let's not
No,
get
get out
crazy.
here. Get
Let's
out
not
here.
get
What are you
crazy.
talking about? Black Pope?
Let's not get crazy.
Oh my God.
We got a Argentinian Pope. Or is he Brazilian?
Close enough.
If we had
He's
a
Argentinian.
Close enough for
Yeah.
Quasnar.
This Pope is now though. Have you heard like this Pope's like, yo, no, it's okay, you can be gay. Like this is like the
I
first
know,
thing.
He's
a
not a
liberal pope.
He's not a total pedophile. He's just bi-Catholic.
if we had a black pope, we should call him Dope.
All right, Tanner. Do you have a vision of the apocalypse? How's this going down?
You know what, man? I'm not gonna lie to you. I know exactly what's gonna happen. All right. I happen to have a big interest in the cosmos. I'm gonna let this out right now.
Very
I'm
nice.
a big Carl Sagan fan.
You promoting that series?
Yeah, pretty much.
I can't wait till it
Just
comes back.
because- Oh,
Neil
Neil
deGrasse
deGrasse.
Tyson. Yeah, it's gonna
my
be awesome.
man, my man. So yeah, if there are three scenarios. There are three scenarios in which
This is fact, by the way.
Yeah, these are all facts.
Absolutely.
Get ready. There are three scenarios in which this is going to go down. We're either going to blow ourselves up. I feel like that's entirely possible.
Agreed.
We could totally blow ourselves up. I don't feel like global warming will take us out.
Too slow?
It's too slow, right? It's too slow. I mean, there's the whole asteroid thing, but I do feel like we've got shit floating around in space that we don't know about that can maybe blow something up.
Right.
And then after that, I mean, we got to get people living in space because eventually.
You guys seen Elysium yet?
Yes.
I want to see it. I haven't seen it yet, but
Worst
just the
movie I've
concept.
seen this year.
Really?
Worst
That's
movie
so
I've seen this
disappointing to
year.
hear. I
Hands
love
down.
the concept. Really,
I
that
love
bad?
him too. I
Zero
love him.
hesitation.
Man.
Zero
I
hesitation
love
to say
Children
that.
of Men.
Yeah.
No, it's the guy who did District 9.
Oh, that's what I meant.
Yeah,
Yeah,
But
yeah.
District 9 was so dope.
Yeah.
Guy who did Children of Men has that awesome.
It's coming up.
What's
What is
it
it?
called? The space movie with
Gravity.
Yeah, Gravity.
Yeah, that's
Looks
coming up
awesome.
later this summer.
Yeah.
Yeah, September.
Okay, nice.
In short, sun.
I'll still see it, but
sun's going to consume the Earth. That's what's going to happen.
yeah, but that might be billions of
Oh,
years
yeah,
away.
it is.
Or
Look, I'm
we
playing
are
the
going
long
under
range
a polarity shift. The sun's going under a polarity shift right now. So and it happens every 11
That
years.
happens, yeah.
But we could get hit with a solar flare that could knock
Nuclear
us out.
war seems to me the
Nuclear
most likely.
war.
You
know.
think?
Just one person.
You think we do it again? You think we drop it again? We didn't after.
Yeah, and the thing is,
A terrorist could do it because
It might not-
It's pretty easy to get your hands on the
yeah,
warhead.
it might not be
Yeah.
that we drop it again, but
Yeah.
it could be that three different people drop it and we retaliate.
Right.
It just turns
Once
into,
one gets dropped, it's probably
Yeah.
going to mean
Look, I
several
mean,
will be
how many
dropped, yeah.
nuclear bombs have been dropped in history? Like 3?
Well, there's
two.
two actually on people, but there's been over
Testing.
130
Okay, sure.
or
so,
something detonations.
So 2 on bodies, 2 nuclear warheads frying up human bodies.
Yeah.
Like, imagine now that's World War II stuff. But like, if someone dropped one on us, and then we were like, oh hell no, we got a whole bunch, and we
yeah.
drop. I'm going to say 3. If 3 nuclear bombs get dropped on people,
finished.
we're done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Dunskies.
if one
Or at
gets
least there
dropped
wouldn't be
on-
much left. Like,
Yeah, right.
If three get dropped, pray to Quasnar.
Yeah,
is what-
absolutely. You're gonna
Pray
need
to
a
the
good
general
place with
Quasnar.
Quasnar in your life.
Well,
I'm
where,
gonna
are we
move to
where are we
Texas.
dropping these 3? In Asia?
Well, one will get dropped on DC. Let's get real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I hate to say that, but
And then
that's,
you go to like the Middle East.
I've heard it's
India's
a shithole
gonna
anyway.
have
So
one.
Yeah.
no.
India's already like trying to get parts together.
Well,
to
India
get
and
one.
Pakistan have
Oh,
a
yeah.
huge.
Yeah, they'll have it.
Yeah,
they're like, look, we're not building bombs, we're just building electricity. That looks a lot like bombs.
yeah, exactly. And they're both stocked
They
to the
hate
gills.
each other,
They
too.
Oh, yeah.
hate each other. They have like they do dances in front of each other at the border, like just provoking each other
you serious?
constantly.
Is
Yeah,
that real?
You ever seen
Yeah.
Vice? Like
Yeah.
watch Vice. Like
They literally stand, like,
it's
facing each
so
other.
crazy, and they're just marching back and forth, doing dances and shit, like
So
like
weird.
taunting each other.
It's like Step Up Revolution.
Exactly.
Like if
one
you
of those-
walk across a certain part, like there's a line. If you walk step 1 foot over, they'll shoot.
They'll
you.
murder you. Yeah, on
They'll
sight.
shoot
That's
you
so
on sight.
amazing to me. That's what that good old
That's how we
fashioned
should treat
religion
Mexico,
does
right?
for us.
Absolutely.
Seriously,
That's
like,
exactly where
that seems
that's a
so
line in the
archaic.
sand, bro.
Like that's like
Isn't that what we should do with Mexico? Secure the border, right?
No, there are groups that
Dance
do
off.
that.
Dance
They will
off.
shoot you if you cross the border.
The Minutemen. Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck
No,
Oh, yeah,
let's just go ahead and keep on taking their drugs and sending them guns, and then
Yeah.
we're good. Everything's fine.
Yeah,
Taking their labor force.
Well, we need that. Come on. Are you going to work those jobs?
Yeah, actually, probably soon.
You're-
Once I get fired from my current job, all I have left. You
Uh,
have restaurant experience? Yeah. Okay, you can start up the dishes.
David's lawn mowing service.
Absolutely. It's going to be amazing.
Landscaping.
Oh, you can do well with that. Shit.
All right, gentlemen, we're going to take a break. We'll be back in a minute.
It's time for On the John with John Derby.
Starting off a little more positive this week. I'm going to send a big old thank you to Tiger Woods. Why am I thanking Tiger Woods? Because he made me $20. Why did Tiger Woods make me $20? Because I bet that he wouldn't win another major this year. Yay me! Let me tell you why Tiger's never going to win another major. Because he's lost his edge. The thing that made Tiger Woods the best golfer that anyone has ever seen is what made Tiger Woods one of the worst people the world has ever seen. And when he decided he wanted to be a better person than a golfer, he stopped winning majors. He hasn't won one in 5 years. He's not going to win another one in another 5 years. He's not catching Jack. You want to know why? Because Jack is still banging whores. Tiger should be as well. Anytime an athlete gets rid of their killer instinct, they're much better people. He's probably happier. He's probably a better father. People want to hug him more. But in terms of winning majors or being the best golfer of all time undisputed, that's out the window. That went out the window with waitresses and porn stars. So if you want to be a better person, you're succeeding. If you want to be the best golfer ever, you better get to chasing some strange. Take care.
Welcome back to Apocalyptic Times. We're here with Luke Barnett and Tanner Thomason. Gentlemen,
Hey.
thank you for coming out.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
So, this Kickstarter campaign, it's not actually a Kickstarter campaign. Because
It was. They just wouldn't let us take it live.
Oh, so you would have put it live.
We made the Kickstarter page.
Yeah. I saw the page, and you had your goal was $34, right? It's fucking
Yeah,
brilliant.
yeah.
Like people need to go to the page, go to the actual Kickstarter page rather than the Funny or Die.
You just can't donate.
Yeah, the actual page
Do
is
both.
like the whole joke.
Vote for Funny or Die because it's fucking hilarious. But yeah, like I saw that it wasn't actually live, and I was like, that's even funnier because you're not. But the sad thing is, you didn't get any money out of it when you probably could have made a couple grand. So it's a pretty heated debate, actually. Like when you really talk about it, like. Kind of give me Luke start. Actually, we're gonna go with Tanner first. I've been saying Luke every time.
boom.
Sorry, Luke. But Tanner, just like kind of what fueled? Was it pure anger at Zach Braff, or kind of what started the whole idea?
No, I'm not angry. I'm certainly not angry at Zach Braff because I can. It's difficult for me to imagine. It's difficult for me to put myself in his shoes. But at the end of the day, I can do it, and I can understand. Hey, we're all the same. Like David, I know you're working on albums and different things like that, and it's like you always. No matter what, you always want something that's a little out of your reach, and at the end of the day, the answer is always, well, if I had this much money, I could get this thing and create my project. And so at the end of the day, yeah, I know that's exactly what he's doing. Is he's saying to himself, well, if I go through the studio route, sure, you know what, I do believe at the bottom line, Zach Braff can get a movie made through the studio because he's been in the business long enough, he's got enough friends to call in favors.
And he can at least get the meeting. You know what I'm saying? Most people can't get the fucking meeting.
Hands down, that goes beyond. I mean, yeah.
And Garden State was popular enough that they would be. Of course, they're
That
going
movie
to want to
turned a
see.
profit.
That's what I'm saying.
All they do is
like-
rehashes and fucking remakes anyway. Of
Yeah.
course, and they know it's going to be a
Thing
proven.
too, it's
yeah.
not even like the studio thing though. It's that guy, aside from like having so much more money than he needs to make this, he also has one or two wealthy friends.
Because what did he make? Because he made the first one, and he was less famous and rich
Right.
then.
His shows in
than he
syndication,
is
all that,
now.
is like.
Yeah. So I mean, at the end of the day, really, at the bottom line, I can't be mad at him for it. But I will like very quickly and easily go on the record of saying that I think it's terribly cheap and terribly below so many of these people who are sort of put up on pedestals as that term celebrity that we love to throw around,
right?
And versus like there's a project that I recently funded called Fire City, and this is the thing that's been in the works for several years. If you have the chance, just check it out. It's a couple guys who used to do a lot of practical effects, practical monster effects from like the mid 90s. And so what they've done is they've created this project called Fire City. Now they pitched it all around town. Every studio loved it, but they all wanted to take it away from these guys as a whole thing. And so now they're on Kickstarter, right? And they're asking, I don't remember the total amount. I threw some money into it, but it's less than the
$113,096. Yeah.
Fire City is a demon noir detective thriller. And it's about a guy.
It looks sick. Yeah.
It looks amazing. Now, what you're looking at over there is the Kickstarter page is for a feature that is in the Fire City world that isn't the Fire City feature. Because that's something that they want to do next. But it's one of those
They're
things
building towards it.
They're building towards it. Now, here's the thing: is like these guys. They're not Zach Braff. They're not House. They're not even.
I don't know who these guys are.
Exactly.
I've never seen. Yeah.
They're like effects guys that are trying to make a movie.
They're like effects guys, and here's the thing: you watch their short film, you can quickly see, oh wow, the production value is here, the storytelling is here, the looks are here, the directing is here, the cameras are here. They obviously know what they're doing, but they cannot do the things that
they
Zach
need
Braff.
the money.
Exactly.
Yeah, to
and
back
so
it. Yeah.
Zach Braff.
So they've made their goal.
They
passed it.
Yeah, that's great.
That's awesome.
$100,000 goal. They made $113,000.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So and there's one of the practical. I mean,
That's
it's just a
sick.
brilliant. The whole thing.
Yeah,
is
it looks
brilliant.
the cinematography looks amazing. Yeah, absolutely.
And so the whole idea is there are these two worlds existing, and here's this detective, and his job is to investigate things in the sort of demon world.
Right.
However, he's a human being. The demons are shocked that he can see them for what they really are. And
kind of like R.I.P.D.
Except
not I was like, I'm watching the Kickstarter money go away now.
Exactly. It's like it's zooming down. No, not like that at all.
They owe $16 now. What the fuck happened?
This actually looks dope, and it's original idea. It's like
so the short run for me is like is there are projects like that are made for the sole purpose of like here are people that want to tell a story. Zach Braff made a thing because he wants to make another movie. And there's a difference.
Right.
It's like, here's the thing. It's the difference of Sylvester Stallone trying to get Rocky made the first time, his way, the way that he believes it, even though they offered to buy that script.
Sure.
They offered him thousands and thousands of dollars when this guy was eating out of tin cans.
Yeah.
But he wouldn't take it because he wanted it to be his. He wanted to make it his way. That's what Kickstarter's for.
Yeah.
Kickstarter's not for Sylvester Stallone now to make fucking
Expendables
Judge
4.
Dredd 2 and shit. Like,
Right.
that's not what that's for. Like, it's bastardizing what it's for.
Yeah, I mean, and the thing, like, the Kickstarter is essentially is the panhandling of this world.
It is.
But that's okay if you're somebody that needs to panhandle.
Yes.
But it's kind of like somebody from Wall Street literally going up to people asking for their coffee money.
It's a stockbroker playing bum on the weekend.
Yeah.
Where
It's
it's
like those stockbrokers that won the fucking lottery in New York, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Right.
It's like, you fucking assholes.
I mean, but people like to win. Like, they know that if they put money in it, they're going to be a winner. Because they're going to see this movie, they know it's going to get to, and they'll be like, "Yeah, I help finance it. I'm a co-executive
But paying for a movie
producer."
ticket almost accomplishes the same thing. Like you're
Right.
still supporting the same thing.
But it's
Like,
all about
still-
being on the grassroots coming up. Like I'm just trying to play
you're
devil's
probably
advocate.
right, yeah.
100%, because I'm all about original creative material, 100%. But like for Zach Braff, you got to give it to him. It is smart because you know that these people want to. People
Very
love
smart.
it so much.
I mean, you got to look at the
It
pro.
just
You got to look at the
sucks.
pro side, which is supposedly for Kickstarter, is bringing more traffic and more attention to other projects, and then for the artist side, Zach Braff, the artist. Creativity control, you know.
Sure, absolutely.
What scares me though with that more so than anything is the fact that, especially with Veronica Mars, like almost a better example.
Right? Yeah, because they got so much more money than
pisses me off.
yeah,
Because,
absolutely.
but the thing is with both of them, it's like once, and I think this will happen. You see Spike Lee doing it. You see Zach Braff doing it.
What did Spike Lee do it for?
He's got a movie.
Stupid blood drinker movie.
Yeah,
They're not
really,
vampires. They're human beings that survive off of drinking blood.
Also, his
yeah,
like
we were
promo
censored.
video. His promo video is terrible. I watched it and I was like, oh my gosh! Like I get that people are Spike Lee fans, but
Yeah.
who was watching just this video and being like, this needs to
like,
get made?
Asshole, you're Spike Lee.
Yeah,
Right.
He went
a
on
Spike Lee
SportsCenter.
joint.
Didn't he go on
You
SportsCenter?
don't need to have that paid for by
Yeah,
people
that's
that make minimum wage.
That's
Like,
ridiculous.
Yeah, but he went on SportsCenter last week promoting this shit too.
Wow, he's going everywhere.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, guys, I don't know. I'll be that person who says, okay, Spike Lee's had a couple good movies, but that I saw this one a few years ago. I saw a screening of that he was at, like a director's screening. Spike Lee was there, and it was like The Man in the Mountain or something like that. And this was like a war film that Spike Lee directed.
Yeah.
It was poor.
I heard it was
so-
bad. Yeah, I heard that was terrible.
It's Kevin Smith had the best response to all this because he came out and he wasn't a dick.
Oh,
he
I know
wasn't
what you're
saying
talking
like,
about, yeah.
oh, these are terrible people that are doing this. He just said, listen, I've been in this industry for a long time. I've made millions of dollars. I have many friends that are multi-millionaires. I don't need your $7.
Nope.
I'm not saying
Not
that
even
I'm
gonna ask for it.
I'm
Thank
not
you.
against
Right.
somebody.
And that's the guy who
wanting
made it. Who made his millions off of
nothing.
$50,000
Yeah.
of his own
This
hard-earned.
dude maxed out his credit cards
Exactly.
and shit.
He
Exactly.
gives
That's the
analogies.
guy, you know?
He said I could call Robert Downey Jr. right now, and he would finance my $1 million project.
Ben,
It's just
like you're
he
telling me
doesn't
Ben
need it.
Affleck
Right, you
wouldn't
know what
help
I mean?
Kevin Smith out? Like,
So-
yeah, of course he would.
So I
Yeah.
get the idea of like Zach Braff and stuff, but he was making $300,000 an episode on Scrubs.
Yeah.
And you're telling me that he wants to finance a $1 million movie. He
$2
can't
million
either do it by
movie, yeah.
himself or get like
That's
5
bullshit.
friends to get
It's bullshit.
The other cast members, the person that he had to do it with was what's his name from The Big Bang Theory, who's like multi-Emmy
Jim,
winner, making
Jim
the most
Parsons.
money.
Sheldon,
Yeah,
whatever.
Jim
Yeah,
Parsons.
oh, Sheldon's name
who's
is-
making
Are you
like
shitting me?
more money per episode than anybody
Than
else in
anybody on
sitcoms
TV.
right now.
Who's the other character in that movie? Mandy Patinkin? Mandy
I
Patinkin?
think, yeah.
The guy on he's on Homeland, right? Yeah.
Homeland.
Inigo Montoya.
Inigo Montoya.
Yeah.
I mean, if you can call in Mandy Patinkin, you
Yeah.
don't need
Yeah.
the Starbucks money. You know.
The fear too is that with these things.
Can Natalie
with,
Portman not cut you a check for a couple
Right.
bones? Like, are you kidding me?
She doesn't have Star Wars money. It's
It-
not like
it-
it's Star Wars money. Oh wait, she has fucking Star Wars money.
It scares me though with the success of these though that like in let's say 5 years the studio says we want to make Avengers 4. Does anybody want to see it get made?
Exactly.
And literally everybody
Yeah,
in the country
Where does
is
it
like, I want to see it get
you,
made.
You start with a dude like Zach Braff, okay, but then it's like, so what? The Weinsteins
Why
are going
can't
to
Weinstein do it?
take to
Oh, for
Kickstarter.
sure,
Like,
for sure.
Why
I mean,
couldn't
where does
Weinstein
it-
do a Kickstarter?
That's
well,
what
we've
I'm
already
saying.
seen this. We've already seen this on a smaller scale with the Veronica Mars movie.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
a WB
Is that what that was?
property.
It was their.
It is a. They own this.
So
Yeah.
gross.
They own.
Yeah,
this.
because you couldn't make that without their permission. That's their
Right.
property.
Well,
They're
and the
for
thing
sure
is
getting
I've
there.
had a friend defend it to me and say, "Oh, well, the movie would never get made if it weren't for the
Bullshit.
crowdsourcing."
But that's
money.
what WB will say, right?
That's what WB will say because, like, at the end of the day, there are just a couple considerations we have to make to determine whether or not a film will be profitable.
Mm-hmm.
One of them is how much you spend on the money. Well, how much you spend, we got to dial that back to what is it going to cost? Like, what do these people cost? Because cameras are cheap.
Yeah.
Locations, if you're the WB, are really fucking cheap.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the technology is cheap these days. So the things
the
that aren't
actors,
cheap,
right?
And if they get the fans to fund this, they're already going to know. They're like, well, shit, we're already going to turn a crazy
Invested.
profit because we already
It's
have
already there.
this many
But with
people that want to
Veronica
see
Mars,
it.
You're correct that like it wouldn't have gotten made by the studio. They said that, but what the thing is that if the director and Kristen Bell and everybody involved wanted to see that movie get made, they can make it get made. It doesn't need, it doesn't need made.
If a handful of people wanted that movie made,
Yeah, if it was
would
Kristen
be
Bell's
made.
passion project and
It
she
would
wanted to
be
be an
made.
executive producer, it would be made.
Yeah, I definitely want to throw this in the hat because the whole thing is about that movie not getting made. The studio saying we're not going to make the Veronica Mars movie is without a doubt they ran the calculations to the best of their ability, and they said, oh well, this movie will make a profit, but it might only
But
make
not enough.
It might only make a $10 million.
We can do
profit,
something else,
which
that'll-
isn't a big enough thing to make their radar these
Because
days
it's
anymore.
bottom
Really.
line,
sure,
that's all they look at.
But
yeah.
if you get a random people to give you $2 million for it, then it's like, well, shit, we're
The
not
point
even.
is, you don't need me.
Yeah.
And also, like within the fear of the studio thing is that they will. I think they will see this as a thing that, like, why can't Weinstein do a Kickstarter for any movie?
Pulp Fiction 2.
Yeah, why couldn't
Miramax.
they?
We're going to bring Miramax.
Right.
You know, the
if
Weinstein
Tarantino throws his hat in the game, I'm
And
out.
there's
I'm
no
just going
risk.
to move from Hollywood. I'm
I'll
moving.
just
I'm
stop.
moving
He
as
would
far
never.
away as I fucking
He would
can.
I
never.
bet he's in
Yeah.
the Kevin Smith camp there.
He would
Totally,
never.
totally. Like
Never.
There's no
it's so
way
good to hear that
Tarantino-
Kevin Smith said that because, like, that there's still that thought out there that gives us hope.
Yeah.
Like,
And he
but
wasn't
you know
rude
the
about
corporate,
it.
right?
He just said,
that's
I
just
don't
how he
need
is.
it.
Matter of fact, and yeah.
I don't need your $7.
So you guys did a NPR interview over this whole campaign after it took off on Mashable, right?
Mm-hmm.
Tell me that story.
Luke, I have a confession to tell you.
Uh-oh.
I shared our NPR story with Maddie, the whole story with Maddie. And then she came.
Oh, we had Polaris Rose on the show. They were amazing.
She came and told him a little bit about our story.
Oh, great.
Maddie may or may not have told me that
Sorry, I don't think my dad will be listening.
One or both of you might have had a beverage or two the night
an
before
adult
the
beverage.
An adult beverage.
There's one thing I learned. When you're going to go on national radio,
Granddad Soda Pop.
that last nightcap is just like not needed.
Right.
You know,
was it like? Well, hold on. Was it like a celebration? Like, oh, we're doing this awesome.
Well,
Cheers.
We went to this like our friends.
You ever have a men's dinner? You ever get your guys together, your bros together, and they're like, all right, we're going to go treat it. We're going to have some steaks. We're not going to worry so much about how much this meal costs. We're going to eat at a nice restaurant and like just the guys and like have a men's
Then we're
dinner.
going to draw straws to see who pays for it.
I know, you pay for it. Yeah, you don't pay for your stuff.
Only had a few drinks there.
Okay, that was the beginning of it.
First place.
Yeah.
But you're drinking, 16-year-old
That
scotch.
was just kicking the tires, though.
But we're in a good place. We're having fun,
and we're feeling super proud because
we
we're
cabbed
like,
it.
we just had this. Yeah, we cabbed it. We're being smart. We just had this video go viral. It's like, hey, yeah, give me the double. That's great.
Absolutely. I've got like 1,000 views. That's not money, guys. That's fucking views.
I'm viral, bitch. It better be Grey Goose.
Yeah.
NPR's not important.
Yeah, your friends are stroking your ego, and then so you close down a steak. You close down a steak restaurant, and then you go to another bar and you drink there, and then you cab back to my place, and you say, the logical thought
One
is
more.
There's a bar right next to
Hey,
dinner.
oh my God, there's a bar across the street. We should just go finish the night there and talk about how we want to get up at 7 in the morning.
6 in the morning.
Because you had to be there at 7, right?
Yeah.
And this is like at 2, I'm guessing, when you're having this
late.
conversation. Yeah,
We
absolutely.
learned from our mistake. I'll just tell you that.
For sure.
I'm on so many drugs right now. I don't even know where I am.
Hey, that's welcome here. I mean,
Welcome
everybody
to-
NPR,
What's his
but-
name? General.
So how'd the interview go?
Quasar.
Oh God. Well, first we should say
Mine went better than Tanner's.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I get a phone call at like 7:30 in the morning, and I'm like, and he's like, "We slept in." I'm like, what? And I wake. So I drive 80 miles an hour to Pasadena, and like I show, and I mean it's like fucking 7:38 in the morning on the 134. It's like forget it,
You're going nowhere, yeah.
So we're freaking out. Like I'm literally freaking out. I'm like, this is it. I'll never.
So one
this-
fucking chance, and we're
this
blowing
is
it.
the only- yeah,
Our
exactly.
15 minutes was
Hey,
12.
were you playing Eminem's 8 Mile the whole way there?
Oh yeah. I get to this fucking studio, like I park and I roll in there and I'm like jogging up, and this entire like 45-minute drive, like my adrenaline is like pumping. And so then I get there and I haven't spoken to anyone except Luke, which means I haven't thought about how I sound, And so this woman walks up, I'm like walking around in the lobby trying to figure out where I am, and this woman like sees me, she's like, Tanner? And I'm like, yeah?
Hello?
And she's
Reeking
like,
of Jameson.
Yeah, I smell like a distillery. And so she's like, oh, okay, well, here's these questions. And I'm like, Luke is on his way. And then she hands me these questions, and I'm like, okay, great. I'm going to go outside. So I go outside to sober up before an interview.
You guys have coffee here?
Oh, God.
I just need sunshine right now. I'll be right back.
Luke rolls up, doing a little better than I am. The interview went really well, I think, for the most part. They had a lot of fun.
Honestly, our every response I got to the interview was extremely positive.
I mean, the story I heard and the interview I heard, like when I expected to hear drunk people, like it didn't sound that bad at all.
Yeah.
But there may or may not have been some editing.
I'm sure there was some editing.
They cut me out. They
The best.
they cut me out. They cut me all out of the damn
Well,
thing.
get used to it, because what do you think I'm doing to this shit?
the best part of the way that they cut him out.
There's one time where the lady looks me in the face. She looks me dead in the eye, and she's like, Tanner, how do you feel about such and such? And I literally get out the words, something along the lines of, well, I think it's great, and cut to Luke finishing, like, the next, 5 minutes of that.
The way it's cut is like he only says like 2 words.
Why would they even keep that part in there? Just
No.
just as a diss to you, a personal diss?
All they really kept was the question that she asked.
Right, to make
has
sure it
his
was
name
still-
in it.
Okay,
So
okay.
it has the
They had
question,
to
and he says
have-
like a word or two.
I literally
and
say,
then I'm just
yeah.
like,
I'm like, yeah. Cut to Luke. Oh well, the truth at the end of the day is.
Oh, editing.
It was a morning.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
I got one good quote in at the end, like in defense of the artist. Like, don't get me wrong, like I think Zach Braff's a douche for doing it, and if I ever see him in life, I'll never say that. But
like, howdy, sir, can I get in
yeah.
the show?
Hey,
put me in your movie.
Like 3 lines on Scrubs.
I gave you $40 for Garden State 2.
It'll actually probably be more like me asking, like, would you like a lime with your whiskey?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, that's probably the more accurate thing.
Are you finished here, sir?
Yeah. Let me go and wipe this up for you. So I had the one intelligent line of like defending the artist, but at the same time, it's like I'm listening to it and I'm like, oh Jesus Christ, I'm fucking drunk on national radio.
That's beautiful.
Yeah,
I love that. I mean, well, because how many people can say that? I've been drunk on national radio. Like, not many people can say that. So
You learn from your mistakes, you guys. You learn from
So
your mistakes.
yeah, the running gag now has been between a little bit between me and Luke because we just wrapped production on our first sort of joint short film called The Newest Testament, and literally the night before our first day of production, I'm like, Luke, no men's dinners tonight.
You want to get really drunk?
You want to go have a men's dinner?
Sounds like innuendo for your grinder session, but anyways. That's beautiful. Yeah, we'll talk about that in just a second. Before we go, John Derby's got a question for you, and so does Duarte.
I do.
Johnny D.
What's up, fellas?
What's up, man?
So it's a little generic because I was working on something more sophisticated, but if we have time, I'll try and get an answer out of you. I want to know from each of you, what is the funniest movie you remember, like the first time you saw it? Like, was it doesn't even have to be like, oh, I think this is the funniest movie, but like a movie you saw it and like almost stopped breathing laughing.
Yeah. Can I name 2 or
sure?
just one?
Yeah, whatever. Name.
I would say, and this still goes back to probably the 2 biggest movies that like ever influenced me in any way.
Okay.
Were Dumb and Dumber.
Oh, that's mine too.
My
stomach still hurts from that.
I think that's a lot of people's, and I remember like that being the first time that I went to a theater and like cried.
Yep.
Like could not do anything.
Couldn't
was just
breathe.
Not stop
tears
laughing.
coming down.
And then the next time that happened was I got Monty Python and the Quest of the Holy Grail on VHS tape.
Nice.
And I remember watching it and it being the same thing. Like just for an hour and a half, not being able to do anything but like laugh and cry.
You're trying to breathe.
Hurts.
Yeah.
And there's probably only like 10 times ever in my life that I've seen a movie and it was like that, and that's probably...
That's what I'm saying. There's really only a handful of them, like, I feel like almost in your lifetime where you're just like, I couldn't breathe. Like, I remember during Dumb and Dumber, I, like, looked over at my friend because I was like, if I stop breathing, you gotta help me out.
Right, yeah. It was the best.
It's weird, like, for me, I don't know that I have, like, sat in a movie and just, like, laughed the entire way through. I don't know that I've done that, but like
you're a snob. That's cool.
Oh man,
you're a snob. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's like I've definitely laughed really fucking hard in a lot of movies. I remember watching Wayne's World, and something about that for me, like when I watched that movie, and like I felt like I was in all these inside jokes, and then like walking out of that,
no stairway to heaven.
Yeah, and there is no stairway. Like I like to play. There's so many things about that movie that really like molded me as a kid. Geez,
that's fair. That's a fair answer, though.
Yeah, it's like walking out of that movie. Walking out of that movie, I'd never felt anything like that.
That's cool.
I think your environment has so much to do
that's
with it.
Very true.
Like
very
I remember
true.
seeing the other one is
sometimes it's when you see something, or
the,
where you see
who you're with.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I remember seeing the first Austin Powers,
yeah.
and I just happened to go with like my 4 or 5 like best high school friends in like 8th grade or 9th grade, whenever it was.
Killed it
in the same way, just like inability to do anything but laugh.
Have you guys ever seen The Man Who Knew Too Little with Bill Murray?
Yeah.
Like that, I was watching with my family.
Wait,
for whatever
I
reason,
that,
like it was like the most ridiculous. Like it just had that moment where everything that they couldn't miss on a joke. You know what I'm saying? It was just hilarious. And then you watch it again, and you're like, it's kind of funny.
You know, I find that with a lot of, especially like I'm 30, a lot of like 80s movies, it's funny because comedy evolves, obviously, and you will I'll go back and I'll watch Dumb and Dumber now, or I'll watch a lot of Bill Murray stuff now. And I love it, and I appreciate it, and I smile the entire time. But it doesn't make me do what I did.
Nope, not the first time.
Definitely evolves.
Comedy is a time and a place kind of a thing.
Yeah.
It's like you could say something one day at the right time, the right place. It's the funniest thing ever.
Yeah.
And you can never recreate it because like sometimes it really is just that moment of.
You know what? An ultimate movie, if you've only seen this once or twice, and you were like, this is like just okay, I recommend watching it again. Is Meet the Parents.
Okay.
Because it's one of those movies
Yeah.
that like it became known for having all these tiny little jokes in it. And if you go back, I remember like seeing it in theaters and being like, it was funny, like just funny. And then like seeing it again and liking it a little bit more. But then it became like my guy friends, like, you know, whatever that was, 12 years ago, the movie would always put on, like that and Zoolander, we'd go back and forth. And they both had so many things that you, like little lines like Robert De Niro says under his breath, like stuff that you never catch that is so like the genius of the film.
But Zoolander was one I thought I would never watch. I was like, that looks horrible. And then a girlfriend of mine at the time was like, we have to watch that. And I watched
ridiculous.
it.
I will say Super Troopers is that movie for like me and my group of friends. That it was like the more we watch it, the funnier it is.
Absolutely.
And it's just like you get something else to quote every time you see it. There's always a new thing to quote.
I watched Van Wilder the weekend it came out in a packed packed theater. We walked in, we had to take 2 seats in the back. We were a couple beers deep at that point. I lost my shit.
I love that the first time.
Even the first Hangover, just because the people I was with. It was fucking hilarious. I couldn't stop laughing the whole time. You know,
I tell you what. One of my favorite comedy franchise of all time, and this is like, yes, I am a snub. If you go back and you watch the original Peter Sellers Pink Panther movies, we're talking about. It's a different pace. It's British comedy.
Woody Allen is what I would say for everything.
I've
never seen Manhattan.
I was reading the Socrates play. And,
talkies really ruins
film
comedy.
isn't really my thing.
the Keystone Cops.
Well,
when
you
you get
guys
down
are
to
talking
it,
about
those guys
movies,
were funny.
But my favorite film,
Buster Keaton's performance in.
But yeah, no, I'm serious. Go back and watch.
No, Peter Sellers is brilliant.
You go back and those old Pink Panther movies. It's drier than the desert, and like just the puns that this guy rolls off of his face as like these bizarre things. And granted, you gotta commit because the pacing.
I was gonna say it's a little more sophisticated comedy for sure. Like there's not a lot of fart jokes in there.
No,
but
no fart jokes.
Yeah.
I'm out.
Oh, I'm out.
100%. Duarte, so we got to wrap this up. You got a question for him real fast?
Sure. I know Tanner's a guitar player. What's your favorite guitar player ever, and favorite album from him, and song? And same for you, Luke. I don't know if you're into the guitar as much, but musician.
Yeah, Luke plays.
Keytar. Who's your favorite keytar?
Who's your favorite keytar?
That's a much more.
Now it gets interesting.
No, that's always Rick Astley.
Much more specific.
Always.
That's the only
Never
thing.
gonna
that's
kid.
keytar
Never
plays.
gonna kid.
I mean, for me, like the trifecta is Jimmy, and Stevie. Hendrix, Page, Ray Vaughan. Jimmy, I love Jimi Hendrix, but you know what? Some of my favorite stuff is Band of Gypsies and Who Knows. Man, fuck, that song is so good. Band of Gypsies, yeah.
Nice.
He had he rehearsed that answer.
Yeah,
Like that was
yeah,
awesome.
I know, yeah, exactly.
Like it was
Jimmy Reggie.
Yeah,
David knows. It's like when you're like
Were
a
you
guitar
guys on
nerd.
Grindr earlier?
Yeah. You know, it was like when you're a guitar player.
Oh, cool. The Guitar Hero Grinder.
I was in a band. I was in a band for.
That's his grinder name, Jimmy Stevie.
12-string guitar.
I hate that I hate that I took us this route because my answer is gonna like go right back to Grindr because I would literally say that like I would say Queen is not joking. I think that guy is
Brian
probably
May?
the best. No. I would just say as a whole, like
As a band?
Oh, the band.
I'm
Queen's
just
a
not
hell
as
of
much
a
guitar
band,
guy.
man. I mean,
Right.
gay
Well,
jokes
that's
aside, like Queen's a hell of a band.
Yeah,
they were great.
Brian May, is that his name?
Brian May's a guitar
Yeah,
player.
I'm sorry, I wasn't going guitar. I'm not as much
No,
a guitar
that's why
guy.
I directed it.
Oh, okay.
I
Good
just
musician,
think they
yeah.
did like a great job of riding that line between being
Theatrical
like,
and-
theatrical and still like a badass
Oh, yeah.
rock band.
Yep.
Was probably the most impressive. Which
hands
they've got a
down.
whole fiasco going on with that movie.
Oh man, you're right.
Oh,
Sacha
the Queen
Baron Cohen
movie?
has
Yeah.
dropped out because they wanted other guys from Queen who own the rights wanted it to be much more PG-13, and he wanted it to be more like legit about his life.
About Freddie Mercury.
So now they're bringing in other people. He dropped out. They're bringing other people, and like they met with Daniel Day-Lewis last week, which is interesting.
That'd be crazy.
Yeah.
Isn't he too old for that though?
I think so.
Hey, he can morph.
Yeah.
He can morph. He'll be
I mean,
fine.
hey, don't get me-
He'll be fine.
I wouldn't tell Daniel Day-Lewis. I wouldn't say Daniel Day-Lewis couldn't act.
He can play
anything.
Beaver. He can play fucking
He can
Beaver
play
right
Beaver
now if
right
he wanted
now.
to.
He could play Meryl Streep, and I would be like, give him a shot.
I
Like,
would love to see
do it.
Daniel Day-Lewis in the
As
Bieber
Bieber.
biopic.
You guys, your short film coming up. Tell us about it real fast and plug it.
The Newest Testament.
The Newest Testament, awesome. I hear Jesus in it. I love it already.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything egomaniacal about me writing myself in as the Lord and Savior of the world.
No, there's nothing wrong with rewriting religion in your favor.
No, it's fun. It's, the idea is essentially that...
I'm Mormon, that's what Joseph Smith did. It's cool.
That's how religion started.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
It is, I think the people that like the Book of Mormon will very much relate to it. It's very... the idea is kind of that God gets frustrated with humanity for not obeying the rules of his novel, and then he ends up sending his son down early to kind of answer questions and set
clear up
things straight.
misconceptions.
And it's an actual short. You're not just going to do an internet. So you're going to try and go festival circuit, or
We're going to try.
We're going to see if it like releases somewhere on a festival, and then I recently signed with a literary agent.
Awesome.
And she's going to kind of
Congratulations, that's great.
she's going to kind of pitch it around to see if somebody would want to do it as kind of
if we can
like
take a
develop it
serial
as
or
you know,
development,
yeah, for sure. That's a beautiful
because it
thing.
kind of goes, the whole thing kind of once you establish why he's back, it kind of is like interaction with different people in humanity.
Feeds itself.
Nice.
So you
Really
almost
feeds
could
itself.
go a route
Awesome.
of having like each one be like now he goes with the homeless guy and like it's 4 minutes with him, So and then if not, we'll put it up on Funny or Die or throughout.
It's sort of a very, very, very Western Jesus, and I don't mean Western. I mean like
dude.
Western culture.
I got
Yeah,
so
yeah.
excited for a second.
I know that would have been dope.
I'm like,
Spaghetti
oh,
Western
shit!
Jesus.
No, imagine if you will the prototypical Bible Belt guy, and then add attributes of Jesus.
Yes.
And that's kind of what it's about. It's
bro.
almost this Western Jesus.
Nice.
I wanted like a Jesus, like a tombstone Jesus.
Yeah, I wanted a
Val
Doc
Kilmer.
Holliday
Yeah,
Jesus.
yeah, there you go.
but we got
Jesus with a
awesome.
Jesus on the fucking
Handgun.
cross. I'll be your Huckleberry.
He's got a 6-shooter on his hip.
We
You're
got
forgiven.
You're freed. Pow. You guys got anything else coming up? You wanna pump?
Man, we got all kinds of things coming out. Really, between
Yeah,
two
what
of
the
it.
fuck is pump, dude? You never used that.
There's
term
lots of
before.
things.
Reebok pumps, bro.
Until
like one.
this episode is sponsored by Grindr. Guys, just so you know.
Oh man.
Well, my grinder page. I want to pump that.
really want to pump my grinder bit.
Well, I'm really excited about this feature. I wrote this feature film called An American Massacre, and it's not it's a horror story, a horror suspense film, and it does involve kids in the woods, which is like the familiar Wheel, but this might be a slightly different Wheel. If
How
that makes
young are
any
the
sense.
kids?
No, I mean we're talking college age, late
Okay.
20s, early 30s.
I thought you were gonna murder like
6-year-olds.
4-year-olds. Yeah, I was like,
6-year-olds
damn,
in a
because
camp.
that's not in the wheel.
Yeah,
that's not a
back to
familiar
Joseph
Wheel.
Smith.
Yeah, back to
Exactly.
Joseph Smith.
14-year-olds preferably.
Yeah, so there's that, and then I mean, all I can think about right now is the Newest Testament, and like post on that. I started editing that today, and
Awesome,
then
man.
I have a film. The next film that is going to be like a Tanner Thomason film is this thing called Boink, which is a Calvin and Hobbes film that I'm going to do.
Oh hell
Awesome.
yeah!
Oh wow, that's great. Are you in it? You're
Yeah.
obviously starring as Calvin.
Yeah.
Grown up.
Yeah,
Grown-up Calvin?
Yeah. The whole. Well, it's that whole thing about.
He's calling you old.
It's pretty much. Thanks for that.
I just
go
see
fuck
it.
yourself. No. Yeah, the whole idea is that I mean we're all in a relative like age category. And it's like remember reading those comics as a kid, especially being from the '80s. Like that sort of imagination was something that was promoted, like imagination and like creating your own little stories. And
If you had imaginary friends now, you'd be on drugs.
Yeah.
Like,
Exactly.
they would
There's
give you
something wrong with
medication.
For sure.
like-
And
You're
so,
schizophrenic. and
yeah.
ADD. Yeah.
Yeah, so Boink is the story of Calvin, who's grown into into an early 30s adult whose imagination never stopped, and
Awesome, yeah.
he received sort of the treatment and whatnot that would be given to children today.
Yeah.
Had they had the kind of imagination that he had,
Oh,
and
that's
how
great.
he deals with it.
So you've written the script completely, and you got financing and everything.
It's a
for it?
short film.
Okay,
It's a sort of a passion project. I'm gonna do it out of pocket. I've gonna save up the money and do it. I mean,
See if Zach
sounds
Braff will cut
awesome,
you a
yeah.
check.
yeah, right.
No, that sounds dope. I love that idea because
Thank you.
that's kind of like what's the dog and Frodo. The dog and Frodo. What's it called?
Wilfred.
Wilfred. Yeah,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
kind of it's kind of like.
Well, I was thinking,
yeah,
it's
exactly.
a little Ted-esque, like a little.
Ted,
the
little
dog and
Yeah.
Frodo.
I'm like,
Yeah.
the
Who the dog and Frodo?
yeah, the dog and Frodo show.
Thank you guys so much for coming out. This is
Yeah.
awesome. I really appreciate it. I'd love to have you back anytime.
Cool. Thanks for having us.
Duarte, Paper Trails. What do we got?
Gonna be working on a new music video in the next couple weeks. so-
Nice. With Desmond?
Yes.
Very cool.
Yes.
Derby, you got a show. Plug it.
Yes, September 3rd, Fred Stoller.
Fred Stoller, our
Turbo
headliner.
Tuesdays.
Can't
It's gonna
wait.
be awesome.
Real quick, you guys got a Twitter account. Where can we find you?
Yeah, it's I am Luke Barnett.
Beautiful. Tanner?
And just Tanner Thomason at Tanner Thomason.
Beautiful. We'll have links on the page. Everybody check them out.
Oh yeah. Also, if you're on Twitter and you type in the hashtag The Newest Testament, like there'll be photos from set and over post, and we're going to be putting stuff up over there on that throughout the next couple months.
Awesome. So we can get a sneak peek of Jesus.
Yeah.
Right.
The return.
JC's up. He's back.
I love it. And as a Mormon, we do like Jesus. People say that we don't like Jesus, but we love Jesus.
Jesus. I know the story.
Jesus.
Jesus.
Thank you so much. Thank you, America.